China's expansion in Panama, a comprehensive overview. Introduction. China's expansion in Panama represents a significant turning point in the geopolitical and economic dynamics of Central America. Since the establishment of diplomatic relations in June 2017, this partnership has catalyzed a wave of investments and infrastructural developments that position Panama as a key player in China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI). This report delves into the historical context, key developments, and the implications of China's growing influence in Panama. Historical context. For decades, Panama maintained a diplomatic alliance with Taiwan rooted in Cold War politics. However, the geopolitical landscape shifted in June 2017 when Panama formally recognized the People's Republic of China (PRC) over Taipei. This decision marked a departure from a long-standing relationship and opened the floodgates for increased Chinese investment and collaboration across various sectors. Key developments since 2017. 1. Diplomatic relations and agreements. Following the establishment of diplomatic ties, Panama and China signed 19 agreements covering trade, economic cooperation, and infrastructure development. This new relationship has been mutually beneficial, with Panama gaining access to substantial Chinese investments while China enhances its presence in a strategically significant region. 2. Economic investments. China has focused its investments on various ambitious projects in Panama. Container port in Colón, a $900 million container port, is being constructed to accommodate Neo-Panamax vessels. This port is crucial for enhancing Panama's shipping capabilities and solidifying its position in global trade. Railway project. Plans for a railway connecting Panama City to Chiriquí aim to bolster transportation and trade, facilitating easier movement of goods and people. Air travel. Air China has initiated direct flights between Panama City and Beijing, expanding access for Latin American markets to Asian trade routes. 3. Colón Free Zone (CFZ). The CFZ, the largest free trade zone in the Americas, has become a focal point for Chinese trade. In the first half of 2017 alone, imports from China amounted to $1.344 billion, underscoring the growing economic ties between the two nations. For banking presence, Chinese banks including the Bank of China are establishing operations in Panama, transforming the nation into a potential financial hub for Chinese investments in the region. This influx of banking institutions is expected to diversify Panama's financial services and enhance capital flow. 5. Panama Canal. The Panama Canal remains a critical asset for both countries. Approximately 6% of global maritime trade transits through it, making it a vital route for global commerce. Following the canal's expansion in 2016, Chinese shipping companies have become significant clients, with COSCO operating the first vessel to transit the newly expanded canal. Geopolitical implications. China's increasing presence in Panama has raised eyebrows, particularly in Washington. The U.S. has historically viewed Central America as its sphere of influence, and China's engagement poses a challenge to American dominance in the region. This shift could lead to strategic realignments impacting diplomatic relations and security considerations. Challenges ahead. While the partnership with China presents numerous opportunities for economic growth, it also introduces significant challenges. 1. Dependency risks. There are growing concerns about Panama's potential over-reliance on Chinese investments. The Panamanian government must navigate this relationship carefully to avoid economic dependency that could stifle local industries and innovation. 2. Local industry and agriculture. Panama faces challenges in enhancing productivity within its agricultural and industrial sectors. The influx of cheaper imports from China could undermine local producers, necessitating policy interventions to support domestic industries. 3. Human capital development. The need for skilled labor is critical as foreign investments grow. Panama must invest in education and vocational training to equip its workforce with the skills necessary to meet the demands of new industries. For a regulatory framework. To attract and sustain foreign investments, Panama must strengthen its financial regulations and transparency. Establishing legal frameworks that align with international standards is essential to mitigate risks such as money laundering and tax evasion. Conclusion: China's expansion in Panama is reshaping the economic landscape of the region, presenting both opportunities and challenges. While the partnership has the potential to drive significant economic growth and development, careful navigation is required to ensure sustainable progress. Panama must balance its engagement with China while simultaneously fostering local industries, enhancing human capital, and maintaining an effective regulatory framework. As the geopolitical dynamics continue to evolve, the implications of this partnership will extend beyond Panama, influencing regional and global relations. China's expansion in Panama has emerged as a pivotal aspect of the country's foreign relations, particularly following the establishment of diplomatic ties with Beijing in June 2017. This shift not only marked a significant pivot from Panama's historical allegiance to Taiwan but also heralded a substantial influx of Chinese investments and a growing influence of China in the region. The strategic location of Panama, along with the critical infrastructure of the Panama Canal, has made it an attractive partner for China's broader geopolitical and economic ambitions. Key developments in Sino-Panamanian relations. The timeline of events leading to China's growing footprint in Panama is essential to understanding the current dynamics. 1. June 2016. The Panama Canal expansion was completed, enhancing its capacity and efficiency, solidifying its role in global maritime trade. 2. June 13. 2017. Panama shifted its diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to China, a move that was accompanied by a series of agreements fostering economic cooperation. 3. Post-2017, the relationship has since evolved with numerous agreements focusing on infrastructure, trade, and investment. China's interests in Panama are multifaceted, primarily revolving around the strategic maritime routes facilitated by the Panama Canal, which accounts for approximately 6% of global maritime trade. Notably, China quickly became the second-largest customer of the canal after the United States, with the first vessel to transit the expanded canal being operated by the Chinese shipping giant COSCO. Significant Chinese investments and projects. China's investment strategy in Panama encompasses various ambitious projects, indicating its long-term commitment to enhancing its presence in the region. Container port development. A significant investment is the construction of a $900 million container port in Colón, aimed at accommodating Neo-Panamax vessels. This project is crucial for increasing Panama's logistics capabilities and enhancing its role as a shipping hub. Rail infrastructure plans. Proposed plans for a railway connecting Panama City to Chiriquí are aimed at improving transportation and trade links within the country. Direct air connectivity. The introduction of direct flights between Panama City and Beijing by Air China is also a strategic move to enhance trade relations and facilitate travel between Asia and Latin America. Moreover, the Colón Free Zone, which is the largest of its kind in the Americas, has become a focal point for Chinese trade. In the first half of 2017 alone, imports from China reached $1.344 billion, reflecting the growing economic ties between the two nations. The presence of Chinese banks such as the Bank of China is also on the rise, signaling a potential transformation of Panama into a financial hub for Chinese investments in Latin America. Challenges and concerns. Despite the promising opportunities, the Chinese investments present Panama faces significant challenges that need to be addressed to ensure sustainable development and avoid excessive dependence on China. The following issues are particularly pressing. 1. Economic dependency. There are rising concerns regarding Panama's potential over-reliance on Chinese investments, which could jeopardize its economic sovereignty. 2. Agricultural and industrial productivity. Panama must enhance productivity in agriculture and industry to compete effectively against cheaper imports from abroad. The agricultural sector in particular struggles with market access and pricing challenges compounded by climate issues affecting crop yields. 3. technical workforce development, the need for a more skilled workforce is paramount. Current educational statistics reveal a lack of technical training opportunities, which must be addressed to prepare the population for new economic opportunities arising from Chinese investments. For a regulatory framework, strengthening financial regulations to ensure transparency and compliance with international standards is crucial. Panama's financial system must evolve to support the influx of foreign investments while preventing potential issues related to money laundering and tax evasion. Conclusion: China's expansion in Panama represents a complex interplay of opportunities and challenges that could redefine the nation's economic landscape. While the influx of Chinese investments brings potential benefits, it also necessitates a careful balancing act to prevent overdependence and ensure that the local economy can thrive independently. Counterintuitive insights. 1. Shift from Taiwan to China. While the establishment of diplomatic ties with China is often viewed as a straightforward economic decision, it underscores a significant geopolitical shift that may have longer-term implications for Panama's international relations and identity. 2. Growing presence of Chinese nationals. The increased Chinese presence with a community of about 135,000 individuals could lead to cultural and social dynamics that challenge Panama's traditional demographic balance, potentially fostering tensions or cultural exchanges that are not immediately apparent. 3. Perception of dependency versus opportunity. Although many narratives emphasize the risks of dependency on Chinese investments, there exists a counter-narrative that views China's involvement as an opportunity to modernize and diversify Panama's economy, suggesting that with proper management dependency could be mitigated. 4. Economic growth versus environmental sustainability. The drive for rapid economic growth through infrastructure development may conflict with environmental sustainability efforts, raising questions about the long-term viability of projects in the face of climate change and ecological considerations. 5. Financial hub aspirations. While Panama is positioning itself as a financial hub for Chinese investments, this aspiration might contradict its efforts to improve financial transparency and regulatory compliance, suggesting a potential tension between attracting foreign capital and adhering to international norms. In conclusion, China's burgeoning role in Panama encapsulates a dynamic and evolving relationship that requires careful navigation to maximize benefits while mitigating risks. The implications of this relationship extend beyond mere economics, influencing social, political, and environmental spheres in profound ways. China's expansion in Panama is an intricate development that warrants close attention beyond the commonly highlighted economic opportunities. Among the significant details that may be overlooked in typical discussions are the geopolitical implications, the historical context of Sino-Panamanian relations, and the socio-economic challenges that Panama faces as it engages more deeply with China. Geopolitical implications. One of the most significant yet often understated aspects of China's involvement in Panama is its geopolitical ramifications, particularly in relation to U.S. interests in the region. The establishment of diplomatic relations between Panama and China in June 2017 signified not just a shift in trade partnerships but also a strategic maneuver that could alter the balance of power in Central America. The Panama Canal is a critical artery for global trade, and approximately 6% of the world's maritime trade passes through it. China's increasing presence and investment in Panama could be interpreted as a challenge to U.S. influence in a region historically seen as within its sphere of influence. Furthermore, the fact that the first vessel to transit the expanded Panama Canal was operated by a Chinese shipping company, COSCO, is emblematic of this new reality. It highlights how China is not merely a customer of the canal but also a key player in its operational landscape. The implications extend beyond trade. They touch on national security and regional stability, as the U.S. may perceive this as an encroachment by a rival superpower. Historical context. The historical context surrounding Sino-Panamanian relations is also critical to understanding the current dynamics. For decades, Panama maintained a firm alliance with Taiwan, primarily due to Cold War politics.
The shift in 2017 to recognize Beijing as the legitimate government of China highlights a significant ideological and diplomatic transformation. This move not only reflects Panama's changing economic priorities but also a broader trend among Central American nations reassessing their foreign alliances in light of economic opportunities presented by China. The historical relationship has implications for how both nations interact moving forward.
Panama has a sizable Chinese community which has historically played a role in trade and commerce.
The existing connections could facilitate smoother economic transactions and cultural exchanges, yet they also bring to light issues of identity and nationalism that Panama must navigate carefully.
Socioeconomic challenges. While many reports focus on the positive aspects of Chinese investments in infrastructure, trade, and finance, the socio-economic challenges facing Panama are often underappreciated.
The potential for over-reliance on Chinese capital presents a significant risk. As Panama seeks to enhance its economic productivity, the country grapples with challenges in agriculture and industry compounded by a lack of workforce training and financial regulation. For instance, the agricultural sector in Panama is burdened by competition from cheaper imports which can undermine local producers. This situation is exacerbated by insufficient agricultural policies and a lack of investment in local capacity building. The Panamanian government must promote technical training and educational initiatives to ensure that its workforce can meet the demands of new industries and investments. Moreover, the financial landscape in Panama requires reform to enhance transparency and compliance with international standards. The presence of Chinese banks could transform Panama into a financial hub, however. This transition necessitates robust regulatory frameworks to prevent issues such as money laundering and tax evasion. The proposed legislative changes and regulatory reforms that Panama must undertake to harmonize with international norms are significant undertakings that require careful planning and execution.
Conclusion. The expansion of China in Panama is a multifaceted phenomenon that goes beyond mere economic opportunities.
The geopolitical implications rooted in the historical context of Sino-Panamanian relations shape the trajectory of this partnership. Additionally, the socio-economic challenges that Panama faces as it engages more deeply with China cannot be ignored. As the country navigates this complex landscape, it must strike a delicate balance between leveraging Chinese investments for growth while avoiding dependency and fostering sustainable development. Understanding these nuances is crucial for grasping the full significance of China's expansion in Panama and its potential impacts on the region and beyond. 1. Geopolitical significance of Panama and the Panama Canal. China's expansion in Panama is deeply influenced by the strategic importance of the Panama Canal, which serves as a crucial conduit for global maritime trade. The canal handles approximately 6% of the world's maritime traffic, making it a vital asset in international trade routes. Following the establishment of diplomatic relations in June 2017, China quickly became Panama's second-largest customer of the canal. This shift not only reflects China's growing economic interests in the region but also serves its broader geopolitical ambitions in Latin America.
Challenging traditional U.S. influence.
The implications of this geopolitical shift warrant in-depth analysis, focusing on how it may reshape regional alliances and economic partnerships. 2. Economic opportunities through Chinese investments. Since establishing diplomatic ties, Panama has seen a significant influx of Chinese investments across various sectors, including infrastructure, transportation, and finance. Notable projects include the planned $900 million container port in Colón and a proposed railway connecting Panama City to Chiriquí. These investments not only enhance Panama's logistical capabilities but also position it as an essential hub for trade between Asia and Latin America. Analyzing the economic impact of these projects as well as the opportunities they present for local industries and job creation will provide insights into the potential benefits and downsides of increased Chinese involvement in the Panamanian economy.
3. Challenges of dependency and domestic capacity building. while the relationship with China opens up numerous economic opportunities for Panama. It also raises concerns regarding potential dependency on Chinese investments.
The Panamanian government must navigate the challenges of enhancing domestic productivity in agriculture and industry, training a skilled workforce, and establishing transparent financial regulations.
Without addressing these issues, Panama risks becoming overly reliant on Chinese capital, which could undermine its economic sovereignty.
A critical discussion around strategies for sustainable development, workforce training, and regulatory reforms will be essential to ensure that Panama can leverage Chinese investments without succumbing to dependency. For cultural and social implications of increased Chinese presence, the growing presence of Chinese businesses and investments in Panama also has cultural and social dimensions that merit examination. The Chinese community, which comprises around 4% of Panama's population, has historically played a significant role in the country's economy.
However,
the influx of new Chinese enterprises may lead to shifts in local economic dynamics and cultural integration challenges. Analyzing the social repercussions of this economic transformation, including potential tensions or collaborations between local and Chinese communities, will illuminate the broader impacts of China's expansion in Panama on social cohesion and cultural exchange. These 4 points provide a framework for a comprehensive analysis of China's expansion in Panama, highlighting the multifaceted implications of this development on geopolitical dynamics, economic opportunities, domestic challenges, and social integration. 1. U.S. expansion in Panama Canal Zone 1903 to 1999. The construction of the Panama Canal, completed in 1914, was a monumental achievement for the United States, allowing for faster maritime trade routes between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The U.S. gained control over the Panama Canal Zone through the Hay-Buenos Treaty in 1903, leading to significant U.S. military and economic presence in Panama. This relationship, characterized by military bases and economic exploitation, lasted until the end of the 20th century, culminating in the transfer of control to Panama in 1999. The historical context of U.S. expansionism in Panama shares parallels with China's recent investments and influence in the region, as both nations have leveraged Panama's strategic location for geopolitical ambitions. 2. The British Empire and the Suez Canal 1869 to 1956. The Suez Canal, completed in 1869, became a critical maritime route for British trade, significantly enhancing British imperial interests in Asia and Africa. The British Empire maintained control over the canal, managing it as a vital artery for trade and military movement. The nationalization of the canal by Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser in 1956 led to the Suez Crisis, highlighting the geopolitical tensions surrounding control of critical infrastructure. Similar to China's activities in Panama, British control of the Suez Canal exemplifies how nations have historically sought to secure strategic trade routes, often leading to complex international relations and conflicts. 3. Japan's expansion into Southeast Asia 1930s-1945. During the early to mid-20th century, Japan sought to expand its influence in Southeast Asia, driven by a desire for resources and strategic territory. The invasion of territories such as Manchuria and parts of China, along with the establishment of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, reflected Japan's imperial ambitions. This period was marked by significant investment in infrastructure and exploitation of local economies, paralleling China's current investments in Panama. Both nations have pursued expansion through economic investments while also facing challenges of local dependency and geopolitical tensions with other powers, particularly the United States. China's expansion in Panama is set to influence the region's economic and geopolitical landscape significantly in the coming years. As of early 2025, several trends and potential developments can be predicted regarding this relationship. Economic growth and infrastructure development. 1. Continued investment in infrastructure. China will likely maintain its investment momentum in Panama, particularly in infrastructure projects. The completion of the $900 million container port in Colón and the proposed railway linking Panama City to Chiriquí will enhance trade capabilities and logistics efficiency.
These investments will not only improve Panama's infrastructure but also solidify China's role as a critical economic partner. 2. Expansion of trade relations. The Colón Free Zone will continue to be a vital hub for Chinese goods entering the Americas. As Chinese companies establish a stronger foothold in this free trade zone, Panama could see increased trade volumes, potentially benefiting from lower tariffs and improved access to Asian markets. 3. Diversification of the economy. To mitigate the risks of dependency on Chinese investments, Panama is likely to focus on diversifying its economy. This could include investing in agriculture and local industries to enhance productivity and reduce reliance on imports. Technical training initiatives may be prioritized to develop a skilled workforce capable of supporting these sectors. Geopolitical dynamics. For strengthening of Sino-Panamanian relations, as China continues to exert influence, Panama might deepen its diplomatic ties with Beijing. This could involve new agreements in sectors like technology, education, and tourism, further embedding China's presence in the region and reducing diplomatic ties with Taiwan and potential adversaries like the United States. 5. U.S. response and regional security. The U.S. is likely to respond to China's growing influence in Panama by increasing its engagement with Central American nations. This could manifest through diplomatic efforts, economic aid, or security partnerships aimed at countering China's reach. The strategic significance of the Panama Canal will remain a focal point of U.S. interests, prompting renewed discussions around regional security and economic cooperation. Social and demographic changes. 6. Increased Chinese migration. As economic ties strengthen, there may be increased migration of Chinese nationals to Panama, leading to a more significant Chinese community. This demographic shift could contribute to cultural exchanges, but it might also lead to social tensions if not managed properly. 7. Enhanced educational exchanges. Educational partnerships may emerge, with more Panamanian students likely to study in China. This could foster a generation of leaders familiar with Chinese culture and language, further entwining the two nations. Challenges and risks. 8. Dependency concerns. Panama must navigate the challenges of becoming overly dependent on Chinese investments. If economic growth becomes too reliant on Chinese capital and companies, it could undermine national sovereignty and create vulnerabilities to external pressures. 9. Regulatory reforms. To ensure that foreign investments benefit the local economy, Panama will need to implement regulatory reforms that promote transparency and accountability. Strengthening financial regulations and anti-corruption measures will be crucial to attracting sustainable investments while safeguarding national interests. 10. Environmental and social impact. Large-scale infrastructure projects often come with environmental concerns. Panama will need to balance economic development with ecological preservation to avoid long-term damage to its natural resources, which are vital for agriculture and tourism. Conclusion. The future of China's expansion in Panama is poised to be transformative for both nations. While economic opportunities abound, careful management of relationships, regulatory frameworks, and social dynamics will be essential. Panama stands at a crossroads with the potential to leverage Chinese investments for sustainable growth while navigating the complexities of international relations and domestic development. The next decade will be crucial in determining whether Panama can harness these opportunities without falling into a cycle of dependency.